June 5, 2001, the corporation had in its coffers at least 34,703,800 pesos, which is the proceeds of the sale of the Basa Guidote property to the city of Manila. Is that correct?
That appears to be the evidence on record, Your Honor.
Yes, so that the corporation was purchased by the daughter of Cristina Corona for 28,000 when Cristina Corona, as Assistant Corporate Secretary, knew at the time that there was at least 34,703,000 pesos in the checking account or in the bank account of Basa Guidote.
Not to quibble, Your Honor, but yes, it appears that way.
You don't have to quibble, because those are the facts. Now, where are the shares now?
Well, Your Honor, if you're asking, are you asking about the certificates?
No, the certificates of stock. The certificates of stock. In whose name is it now?
I have not seen them, Your Honor. I do know, I think I can tell you candidly that the stock and transfer book cannot be located at this time.
All right. Mr. Sheriff, nung binenta na po ito, ikaw ay gumawa ng, anong tawag doon? Certificate of sale.
Certificate of sale po, Your Honor.
Certificate of sale. At ang ano po nakalagay sa certificate of sale? Na ang 4,839 na shares ay nasa pangalan na ng Cristina, ng Carla Corona Castillo.
Carla Castillo po.
Ha?
Carla Castillo po.
Carla.
With the permission of the gentleman from Iloilo, paano mo nalaman na yung binibenta mo na shares of stock sang-ayon sa writ of execution ay talagang nasa pangalan ng Jose Basa na pinagbabayad ng $500,000 pesos? Kung wala, sinasabi ng abogado, the stock and transfer book was not available. Paano mo nalaman kung sino mga stockholder at kung magkano ang shares of stock ng bawat isa sa kanila?
Dahil doon sa sulat ni Mrs. Corona sa akin.
Yun, sinabi lang sa iyo ni Mrs. Corona.
Opo, through letter na
Kaya nga,
submitted.
ang source of information mo ng may-ari nung shares of stock na ibinebenta mo, si Jose Basa Corona, ay si Mrs. Cristina Corona.
Corporate Secretary.
Di ba?
Opo.
Anong basihan niya? Alam mo ba?
Hindi ko po alam eh.
Wala na sinabi ng abogado, admission against interest. Walang stock and transfer book.
Wala naman po sinabi. Wala akong nabanggit.
Kaya nga. Oh. Yes.
Your Honor, if I may, I think the sheriff testified, perhaps he was unable to connect the facts, that she was also the Assistant Corporate Secretary, and Mrs. Corona, and would know the stock holdings, presumably should know.
How do you know that?
That was what the sheriff himself said, that she informed the sheriff that she was the Assistant Corporate Secretary, and in fact, during the time that the execution was taking place, it would appear that she was the highest ranking officer in the country.
What about the estate proceeding that was pending? The rest or property of that estate proceeding are shares of stock in the name of Rosario.
Asuncion.
No. The mother. Rosario.
Yes.
Basa.
That's
Guidote.
Right. Your Honor,
Rosario Guidote Basa.
If we must go into the probate proceedings, it can be established there that prior to the death of Rosario, those shares were transferred and eventually ended up with Jose Basa. That is actually what happened. Although the petition itself, in the probate court, Your Honor, there is an audit report to that effect.
Was that finished? Was that estate settled
not
prior to the sale?
No, Your Honor. And in fact, Mrs. Corona was named as the administratrix in that probate proceeding. So there is an overlap of litigation.
Anyway,
Yes.
anyway.
Your Honor,
You guys,
can we comment on that, because that's very important and that is not true,
Yes.
Your Honor. As of now, until now, Your Honor, the settlement proceedings, the intestate, the testate proceeding is still pending, and it's still the claim of Cristina Corona as the special administratrix that the shares of stocks of Rosario Guidote Basa is still intact, Your Honor. In fact, we did not purposely went to the SEC cases because it will clutter the record, but in the two SEC cases involving the Basas, Your Honor, Cristina Corona is impugning the transfer of shares of stocks from Rosario Guidote Basa to other shares, and eventually when it ended to Mr. Jose Maria Basa. And yet, Your Honor, in this execution sale, she reported, allegedly as the Assistant Corporate Secretary, that it belongs to Jose Maria Basa. What we would like to point out on record, Your Honor, is that Cristina Corona is assuming inconsistent statements whenever it suits her favor, Your Honor.
anyway,
Your Honor,
anyway.
please. It was Mr. Basa who claimed to be the owner of the shares. That's why they were levied on. If he did not claim them, they would not be levied on. Correct? She challenged them.
Yes, but compañero,
Yes, Your Honor.
you're a lawyer. I do not have to teach you that assets of an estate belong to the estate until they are vested by order of the court to the heirs.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the claim of the heir will not matter.
The Honor, Mr. Basa did not claim them as inheritance. But he claimed them ownership by acquisition, not inheritance, Your Honor.
Well,
that
then-
was the dispute.
All right, then it was a disputed claim.
That is right, Your Honor.
Okay? So, that would have been settled in the estate. Now, anyway, proceed. Yes. The court will take all of these things into consideration.
Ginoong testigo, ulitin ko, magkano exactly ang binayad po dito sa 4,839 shares? Sarado bang 28,000?
28,000 po, pesos.
Okay. Now, ordinarily, hindi po ba sa auction sale, yung proceeds ng auction ay binabayad sa sheriff?
Ordinary po.
Ordinarily, ganun po nangyayari. Hindi ba? Hindi ganun? Ganun yun, di ba?
Ganun po. Pero sa case po nito kasi...
Teka, tayo ka muna. Okay. Pagkatapos na magbayad, kukuha mo yung proceeds ng sale, ito po'y dinideliver mo doon sa whoever is entitled to it. Hindi po ba tama yun?
Opo.
Ngayon, hindi ba may sheriff's fee yan?
Supposedly, meron po.
Opo. Okay. Supposedly, mayroon. Magkano ang sheriff's fee ordinarily in terms of percentage?
Hindi ko kabisado yung
Oo,
service.
ikaw naman, sheriff ka, hindi mo kabisado kung magkano ang sheriff's fee. Ikaw naman.
Hindi po, hindi.
Ha?
Honestly po, totoo po yun, Your Honor.
17 taong ka ng sheriff, hindi mo alam kung magkano ang sheriff's fee?
Hindi naman po yun.
Sige.
Sa practice po namin, hindi naman.
Hindi ko sinasabi yung hindi legal, yung legal.
Oo nga po.
Ha? Hindi mo alam.
Ang kwan po yung 4% po sa...
4%.
Pero-
So 4% ng proceeds ay sheriff's fee.
Supposedly, sir.
Ha?
Your Honor, oo.
Is that correct?
Usually po, ganun ka lang.
Alright. Dito sa transaction na ito, yung 28,000 ay in cash ibinayad ng Carla Corona Castillo sa nanay niya, Cristina Corona. Tama po ba yan? Opo. At sabi mo kanina, silang dalawa na lang nag-usap at ibinigay ng Carla Corona Castillo ang cash kay Cristina Corona.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, hindi ka ba kumuha ng fee mo ron?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Bakit?
Usually naman kasi pag...
Ha?
mga-
Binigyan ka na lang, hindi?
Hindi po.
Hindi ka rin binigyan. Hindi ka rin kumuha ng fee.
Hindi po.
Bakit?
Wala po. Hindi ko na naisip yung na gano'n eh.
Ha?
Hindi ko na naisip na ganun po.
Doon sa ibang transaction, naiisip mo ba yan?
Ang mga naman, kung voluntary na lang ho kung sakali eh. Pero pag
Voluntary na
ganun,
lang
wala
kung
ho eh.
sakali.
Yung mga expenses lang po sa ano.
Ha?
Mga actual expenses lang po.
Mga ano?
Actual
expenses. Eh, yung commission na 4%, hindi mo na kinukuha?
Hindi na in-apply doon eh.
Hindi, sa ibang transaction na hawak mo.
Hindi rin po.
Ay, hindi ka talaga kumukuha ng commission?
Hindi po.
Ay, alam mo, i-recommenda kita sa civil service, bigyan ka ng dangal ng as a very good employee. Ngayon, hindi ba under the judiciary ka?
Opo.
At hindi mo alam, kilala mo ba nung panahon na yon si Associate Justice Renato Corona?
At that time po, hindi ko sigurado kung justice na po siya nun eh.
Hindi ka sigurado, pero narinig mo.
Narinig ko.
Ano ang narinig mo na siya po ay justice na?
Naalam ko na justice na after the auction sale po, doon ko nalaman na
After the auction sale.
opo.
Bago mag-auction sale, hindi mo narinig.
Hindi ko sigurado eh.
Ganun. Alam mo po ba na si Renato Corona ay Associate Justice mula pa noong Abril 2002? Hindi mo alam.
Hindi ko po alam. Hindi ko sigurado.
Ibig mong sabihin, nung nangyari ang benta, ang auction sale noong September 30, 2003, mahigit ng 1 taon at kalahati na Associate Justice si Renato Corona, hindi mo pa rin alam na siya po ay Associate Justice.
Hindi ko po sigurado.
Anong ibig sabihin hindi ka sigurado?
Hindi ko, yung dates mo talagang justice na nga po siya nun.
Pero ikaw ay nasa ilalim ng judiciary.
Opo.
Hindi mo alam kung sino yung mga justices.
Hindi naman ito may memorize ko.
Sige, ganun na lang at mahirap kung marami ang hindi lang. So salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
Any further question? The gentleman from Pampanga.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Just a clarification of the facts, and both councils of both parties may care to comment. The sale of the property, the Basa Guidote property, was done in June of 2001.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The writ, Jose Basa died in August of 2002.
Yes, sir.
The writ of execution was in April of 2003,
Yes, sir.
to include the auction sale. April of 2003.
September,
Oh, sorry.
the auction sale is September 30, 2000.
Sorry, the writ was issued in April of 2003. In September of 2003, the sale of 90.7% of the Basa Guidote shares happened. No? So that's September 2003, in a public auction, Carla Castillo pays 28,000 pesos, and this is received by Cristina Corona.
Yes, sir.
And then sometime between September to December of 2003, Justice Corona receives a 11 million cash advance from Basa Guidote.
Yes, Your Honor. No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. The cash advance occurred between September 5 and September 30, 2003.
That's correct.
Yes,
Because
because at the time the cash advance was drawn, the shares had not been sold to Carla Corona.
okay, so that's the
That is the connection
for the entry.
that is the reason. That is the reason why the 11 million is reported in the SALN. After September 30, the facts of the case have changed because the shares are now owned by a different person. The corporation is now controlled by a different person. Ms. Carla Castillo.
Thank you.
By the way, Mr. Sheriff, how did you transfer the shares of stock of Basa Guidote to the buyer?
Through the certificate of sale po, Your Honor.
Certificate of sale
Yes, Your Honor.
signed by you.
Yes, Your Honor.
The shares of stock were not around when you sold the shares.
Wala po.
Hindi nakalagay doon ang number of certificate representing those shares.
Pakiulit lang po, Your Honor.
Hindi nakalagay doon ang certificate number doon sa deed.
Wala po, Your Honor.
Basta nakalagay lang number of shares.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi mo alam kung totoo yun o hindi. Basta sinabi sa iyo gano'n ang share ni Jose Basa.
Yun po.
Yun.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Proceed.
Your Honor, in light of the many questions asked of the sheriff and the fact that it appears he has clarified the key issues that the defense has sought to adduce, answers to the key issues that the defense has sought to address, I have no redirect, Your Honor.
So you are now discharging him?
Yes, Your Honor, if you have no further need for him, we request that he be...
Witness is discharged.
Maraming salamat po, Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Another witness.
Your Honor, before we proceed, may I be given a minute? There is an important matter that I would like to address to the Honorable Court and its members. Yesterday, Your Honor.
What is that?
Well, the matter appears on page 57 of the journal. Where is the goddamn journal? If I'm not mistaken, 52, I'm sorry. 52.
Where is it? Where is the other one?
Anyway, Your Honor, on page 52, sorry. No, this is not, this is a different date. No. I was referring to, Your Honor, the mention of the $10 million. And the, from Senator Estrada, I believe it's on page 52 or paragraph 1. Is it there? Yes, I'm sorry, my copy has mysteriously disappeared. At any rate, Your Honor, I draw your attention to the $10 million that was mentioned by Senator Estrada. And his, as he put it, gentle recommendation for the Chief Justice to testify in this connection. Now, I wish to draw attention to the fact that this is not a matter within the complaint. Be that as it may, Your Honor, the defense is not going to skirt from this issue. If the Honorable Court is inclined that we should address this issue, if the Honorable Court is inclined to consider this matter in its deliberations, if the Honorable Court is inclined to make this form part of the basis of any verdict rendered here, we will willingly confront the issue. For this reason, Mr. President, where is the motion? For this reason, Mr. President, I'm sorry, we have prepared a request for subpoena duces tecum ad testificandum against, and we request that these be issued.
Against who?
To a certain Mr. Harvey K., a certain Ruperto Alerosa, a certain Gibby Gores, a certain Risa Hontiveros, a former representative Risa Hontiveros, a certain Albert Concepcion, Congressman Walden Bello, a certain Ernest Calayag, a certain Moses Albiento, a certain Tristan Zinampan, and a certain Emmanuel Chu Santos. In addition, Mr. President, we also request that a subpoena for similar purposes be issued to the Honorable Conchita Carpio Morales.
Put that down in writing.
We are filing the motion as we speak, Your Honor. Now, the purpose, Your Honor...
What did you say?
We're filing the motion, the request now. As long as the court will assure me that it is interested in this matter, we will make the request for the subpoena.
Yes,
but if the court should declare now that this is not part of this impeachment, then we will not bother, Your Honor.
Well, it is, we are not categorizing any asset as illegally acquired asset. But it is still an asset that must be included in the SALN if it exists.
Precisely, Your Honor.
So, the issue of whether it is legal or illegal is of no moment. It's a question of does this asset exist? And if it does exist, was it included in the SALN?
Precisely, Your Honor.
And if it was not included in the SALN, then ergo, it will be a violation of Article 17 past first sentence.
Your Honor, if I may.
Di ba?
Your
Di
Honor,
ba?
if I may, yes.
No, I'm asking you as a lawyer.
Yes,
ha?
Your Honor.
Okay.
If the omission is malicious and
No,
fraudulent.
there's no qualification in that sentence.
Yes, Your Honor. Very well.
You are interpreting it and using it as literally as I could.
Very well, Your Honor. We do not argue over what the law says. I just wish to point out that the matter of the $10 million has never been raised in the proceedings. And this is an extraneous matter. That's why
Correct.
I would like to be guided whether or not.
Wait a minute. Please respect this court.
Of course, Your Honor, always.
Well, you are not doing it because while this chair is speaking, your voice is very high.
My apologies, Your Honor. I was just trying to make sure that I could be heard audibly.
I can hear you very well. I'm not ngatulan.
I apologize,
You
Mr.
understand?
President.
I know your grandfather was Ilocano. No?
I apologize, Mr. President. I did not mean to raise my voice.
I would like to tell you, frankly, that any asset not included, regardless of its characterization, whether it's legally obtained or illegally obtained, is a function of the SALN.
Yes, yes.
And it must be included.
Yes, Mr. President.
So, if there is 10 million and it's proven to be there, or $1 and not included, then it's a question. It's a function of this court to interpret whether it constitutes a violation of Section 17's first sentence of Article 11.
I concur, Mr.
All right.
President. Thank you very much. With that, I take it that the court will entertain our request and act on it in due course.
Yes.
Very well, Your Honor.
All
I
right.
would also like
submit the request, and we will issue the subpoena.
Your Honor, further, I would like to put on record now that once these witnesses have put on record what they have to state under oath, we will present evidence to contradict, deny, and rebut them through the testimony of the Chief Justice. Now, we request that the subpoena be issued forthwith and that all the witnesses be heard first in order to avoid a staggered appearance on the part of the Chief Magistrate. I'm not certain, Your Honor, how quickly the Honorable Court can respond. But in light of this development, and by the way, Your Honor, I'm also in receipt of a motion and request on the part of the prosecution asking that you be allowed to receive or certain documents be delivered to you. I believe they are with respect to this matter. This is, I raised this up only to show the Honorable Court that we are ready to meet this issue head on. And so I would ask, Your Honor, if we be given a continuance.
How about the...
We could be given a continuance.
How about the matters presented here earlier about PS Bank?
Your Honor, when the Chief Justice testifies, I believe these questions can be propounded at that time.
All right.
I do not think that there is any purpose of evasion
No, I'm not asking that.
on his part, Your
I'm
Honor.
just asking a question.
Yes, yes. I wish to assure you of the forthright intention of the Chief, Your Honor.
I know. I know
Thank you.
that. We are happy that you are now cooperating with us.
It has always been our intention, Mr. President. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Mr. President.
Wait a minute. Let him finish. Are you true?
Well, Your Honor, in view of that,
Make the proper motion, and I assure you, I will issue the subpoena tomorrow.
yes, Your Honor, but we move for a continuance in order to prepare also, because it is a fairly sudden
No,
development.
you have no more witness today?
None for today,
All right.
Your Honor.
What's the pleasure of the gentleman from
A
Southwest?
48-hour continuance, Mr. President, please. There's not enough time. This is a considerable list of witnesses. As soon as the subpoena have been issued, we will proceed quickly, Mr. President.
Mr. President, if I may have the floor, Mr. President.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Consul,
Yes, sir.
is it my impression correct? Is the Chief Justice going to appear, is willing to appear before this court if and when this court grants your request to subpoena these certain persons that you've mentioned?
Your Honor, while his statement is not to testify, is not conditional. I wish to make that clear. But he himself has also assessed the evidence against him. And unless this particular matter is not raised formally under oath, he feels there would be really no need to testify to address the other issues. But if this particular matter is raised, then he will feel compelled to confront it directly, also under oath.
Well, my name was mentioned a while ago when I was inside the lounge. That I mentioned regarding the alleged $10 million deposit. No? Yes, it is true that I mentioned this alleged $10 million deposit when I appealed to the prosecution panel to let the respondent appear before this impeachment court. Yung $10 million na ilathala sa dyaryo, nasabi sa mga radyo, na TV, yun ay kaya ko sinabi yun, if the Chief Justice can voluntarily answer the allegations against this $10 million deposit. Ngayon, kung if he's willing to answer this allegation regarding this deposit, then he can clear the issue, he can clear the air regarding this particular $10 million deposit. But I am not telling him to clarify it right away. Kung voluntaryo niya sasabihin, di mas madadali ang nagiging desisyon itong korteng ito.
Ayun nga po ang instruction po sa akin na ipaabot sa inyo na yung pong ginagawa sa kanyang pambabatikos po sa labas, gusto niya na pong harapin under oath. At haharap po sa inyo kung total, yung pagkabanggit ko sa inyo was in the best light possible. At nanonood naman po siya nung tayo.
And you can assure the Chief Justice if and when he appears before this impeachment court, we can assure you that he will be treated properly and befitting his position as the Chief Justice of this country.
Without doubt, but thank you very much, Mr. Senator.
And I know the Senate President will not allow him to be disrespected in this court.
Thank you very much, Mr. Senator, Mr. President. May I also manifest, Your Honor, that the Chief Justice has issues regarding the jurisdiction of the Ombudsman over him, but not jurisdictions of this court. That is why he's willing to be here, rather than engage in a word war or submit to the jurisdiction of the
All
Ombudsman.
right. Let me clarify. You are going to ask this named persons by you to be subpoenaed to be your witnesses.
As hostile witnesses.
As hostile
witnesses.
Okay. Including the Ombudsman.
Including the Honorable Ombudsman,
All
who
right.
appears to have knowledge of the
All right.
$10 million.
All right. Well, 10 million and other accounts.
Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right.
Whatever allegation it
Or
is.
other accounts, peso or dollar accounts pertaining to the respondent.
That is right,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Now, why do you include a member of the House like Mr. Walden Bello?
We understand, Your Honor, that he's a complainant before the office of the Ombudsman. And so we suppose or we presume that he has knowledge about these dollar accounts or whatever allegations he's making. So we would like to know.
He is the only member of the House
To my knowledge,
that
Mr. President,
complainant.
that is right, Mr.
While we have been respecting the interparliamentary relation between the House and this House, between the House of Representatives and the Senate, I'm willing to sign a subpoena to include him to appear here if he wants to appear as a witness, as your witness.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
In connection with this dollar account. Now, after the testimony of these persons as your witnesses, then you will present the Chief Justice.
He will be one of the other witnesses in this. We may present other witnesses.
Oh, yes,
yes, but we will present the Chief Justice.
You will present the Chief Justice.
Yes, Mr.
All right.
President. Definitely.
Continuous granted.
Thank you very much.
What is the pleasure of the prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
With respect to, we just want to state three things for the prosecution. First is the request for the request that will be filed by the defense as manifested this afternoon, that some of the complainants or all of the complainants in that ombudsman the case filed with the ombudsman be subpoenaed, and including the Honorable Ombudsman herself. We just reserve our right to file our comment on that. But we are happy with that manifestation made by the defense today. Second, the defense has mentioned about the motion request filed by the prosecution today, and according to the defense, it is a motion for us to allow the presiding officer to receive some document. We just want to correct that, Your Honor, that as of this afternoon, we filed this motion and request. This is actually a motion that we are praying that we be furnished a copy of the letter of Mr. Harvey K. and attached documents as submitted to the presiding officer. So we just want to clarify that that is the motion filed by the prosecution, and it's not a motion asking the Senate or the Senate President or presiding officer to receive documents.
Yeah,
and lastly,
I will respond.
yes, sir.
Since the documents that were submitted to me were handed in a sealed envelope, my office, and I'm not sure of the source of this document. If you know the people who submit them to me, then you require them to furnish you with copies of the documents, because they do not want to be a party to any legal act. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Actually, sir, Mr. President, it is in our motion that it is based on the report, the media report that came from Mr. Harvey K.
If there is an illegality, a violation of the foreign currency deposit law, then this chair is not willing to be a participant to that.
We submit to the Honorable Presiding Officer.
All right.
And lastly,
Now, since you know who are the people who brought that envelope to my office, then they are being subpoenaed. I'm going to issue the subpoena and them to submit a copy of the documents that they submitted to my office.
thank you very much, Your Honor. Lastly, if we heard it correctly, counsel for the defense has pointed out or has moved for a continuance for 48 hours. Is that correct?
This has been granted, Mr. President.
Yeah.
No, we haven't heard it has been granted.
No, granted. I granted it.
Granted.
Are you asking for a reconsideration?
We are asking for reconsideration.
All right. What is your reason?
It's within 48 hours, meaning there will be no hearing tomorrow. Your Honor, there are pending witnesses who were already issued subpoena by this honorable court, and this is a different. This matter that was brought up by the defense is different matter consisting of different witnesses, that's a set of witnesses, with the witnesses who were already issued subpoena. And we can count, Your Honor, that there are at least 3 or 4 witnesses who were already issued subpoena by this honorable court, and we would like to continue tomorrow, Your
Who are
Honor.
those?
Well, Secretary of Justice, Laila de Lima.
Your Honor,
Why don't we hear?
COA from the Commission on Audit, La Villa, a certain La Villa.
Your
From Ateneo, seller of Cubao property, certain Encina. And Attorney Pineda, the clerk of court, RTC Makati. They're all subpoenaed already, Your Honor. Would like to, for the prosecution, would like to continue tomorrow.
All right, wait a minute.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
the relative importance of these witnesses pale in comparison to the urgency.
But you will still have to present them.
We may not even
You have
bother
the- wait a minute, let me finish.
If,
Let me finish first. You have a panel of defense. There are several lawyers in your panel. My God, cannot one half of you attend to the preparation of the subpoena that you are asking and interview of the witnesses that you want to present so that we can use up the, I agree with the proposal of the prosecution.
May I respond, Mr.
Yes.
President? Mr. President, we may not even need to present the other witnesses. We feel that we can dispense with them if you're given a chance to assess our position again, in view of the sentiments expressed yesterday.
When are you going to present the Secretary of Justice?
Actually, we may not.
Then
we may
why not
even
make a
have to do
decision
that.
so that we can forego that?
We need to have a little time, Mr. President. Yesterday's events rushed us into a need to bring this matter forward regarding the $10 million. So, the issue of the $10 million. So, we are just requesting for the kind indulgence of the court. After all, we are very willing to confront all the issues. Now, if it's just a matter of the remaining witnesses, Your Honor, I believe that this is more important.
All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
48-hour continuance is granted, and we will lengthen the period of the trial next week.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Mr. President, before I move to adjourn, may we recognize Senator Franklin Relon?
The gentleman from Iloilo.
Well, the counsel for the prosecution is trying to raise his hand. Are you willing to yield the floor?
Thank you very much, Senator Drilon. We just want to clarify that ruling, Mr. Presiding Officer. 48 hours, meaning, do we resume Thursday or Monday?
We will resume on Monday.
So that's next week, Mr. Monday next week.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Because we're supposed to have session tomorrow and Thursday. So we are foregoing 2 session days. We will have our session on Monday.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you, Senator Drilon.
Yes?
That's understood by the defense?
Very clearly,
All
Mr.
right.
President. Thank you.
Just a few clarificatory questions, Mr. President, on Attorney Roy.
Yes, sir.
This is in relation to the PS Bank dollar account. The PS Bank dollar account. In the Journal of February 13, 2012, you confirmed that this bank account will be opened by the Chief Justice.
I believe, if I recall correctly, Senator, what I confirmed was that the Chief Justice instructed us to make the statement that he would quote-unquote, speak up or open up these.
That's correct. So,
Roughly,
yeah,
yeah.
you confirm that the Chief Justice instructed you to open this bank account.
That is right.
Now.
Senator.
There are $5 accounts in the PS Bank. That is admitted and established on the record.
I am unaware that it is admitted, Mr. Senator.
No. In fact, that was presented here in this court by the president of PS Bank, except that the amounts were covered.
I believe, Mr. Senator, to be precise, that was his testimony. I do not believe that the defense admitted the fact.
No.
The court admitted the evidence, if that's what you mean,
Okay.
or received his testimony before the TRO was issued.
It's on record
Yes,
then. It's
yes.
on record that these accounts exist.
Yes, I was
Yes.
by admission.
It is on record that these accounts exist.
It is on record that that was the testimony of the President, Senator. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Senator, I really do not know if they exist or not, but I do agree with you that that was what the witness said.
Now, these dollar accounts were not opened. And therefore, because of the TRO of the Supreme Court, we do not know the amounts there. At least it is not on record. Is that correct?
I suppose, Mr. Senator,
No.
yes.
Is it your position that since this account, the amounts appearing in these accounts cannot, as of this time, be pried open, there is no obligation on the part of the Chief Justice to report this asset?
It is my position, Mr. Senator.
Now, can you answer me? Is it your position that the Chief Justice does not have to report this asset in his SALN?
It is my position that Republic Act 6426 provides for the confidentiality. It is also my position, Mr. Senator, not to be evasive, that if you ask this question to the Chief Justice and he favors you with an answer, then that will be that.
Can you state categorically whether or not there is a dollar account
I
in
cannot,
PS Bank?
Senator,
cannot.
to tell you honestly, I do not know the truth of the matter, to tell you honestly.
All right. Assuming that there is that account, without your admitting it, assuming that there is a dollar account, and since it is covered by the confidentiality of the Bank Secrecy Deposit Law, is it your position that the Chief Justice is exempted from reporting this asset?
Based on my understanding of the law, Mr. Senator, anybody would be exempted from disclosing the dollar accounts. That is my reading of the law. Now, if it appears plain in the letter of the law that there is no qualification,
No.
anyone, that is my position.
That's correct, yes. Yeah, there is it is your position, and you equate confidentiality with non-disclosure.
Yes, Mr. In order for the protection of the law to be complete. By the owner. That's right.
By the owner. And can you cite to me which particular provision of the Constitution or the law requiring the filing of the Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth, which would justify this position that because of this confidentiality, you need not report an asset in the Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth?
Yes, Senator. I would cite to you Republic Act 6426.
Which is?
The rule, the law regarding the the secrecy of foreign currency deposits.
The law on the secrecy of foreign deposits would exempt a government employee from revealing the dollar account.
Yes.
In this SALN.
In this SALN as well.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The gentleman from Pampanga.
Mr. President, this is just an administrative matter. If I'm not mistaken, yesterday or the other day, the Senate President had publicly stated his desire to extend the hours of our proceedings so that we can hopefully terminate the proceedings before we go on CNG adjournment. In fact, there was a proposal to have
Not later than the 31st of
not
this
late,
month.
yes. In fact, there was a proposal to have marathon hearings up to 10 in the evening. Yesterday, Mr. President, we went through hearings until around before 5 o'clock. And today, we will be ending in a few minutes before 6:30. And tomorrow, we won't be convening. And Thursday, we won't be convening. So, my concern, Mr. President, is perhaps this should be discussed in caucus in view of the development and that we are now losing rather than gaining in terms of trial hours, that we adjust for next week and come up with a timetable that will make up for lost time, Mr. President.
We will have a caucus on Monday.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, the gentleman from Misamis Oriental.
The resolution for thank you, Mr. President. On February 13, if I am not mistaken, this court issued a resolution to respect the TRO of the Supreme Court dated February 9, 2012, in connection with the petition filed by PS Bank against the Senate sitting as an impeachment court. And the majority vote to respect was 13 versus 10. No? And in light of this development that, you know, the dollar accounts of the Chief Justice are being discussed in the media, Defense Counsel has raised the possibility of the Chief Justice himself confronting the issue head-on. So I believe, Mr. President and my colleagues, that it's time for us also now to really confront this issue of the dollar accounts. And since I premised my vote in that resolution on the reasoning that I want to give the Supreme Court time to correct itself, I said that I exercise senatorial statesmanship, hoping that the Supreme Court will exercise judicial statesmanship by withdrawing the TRO. But I think a long period of time has passed and the Supreme Court has not acted on the TRO or lifted the TRO on the petition of the PS Bank. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Senator, may I respond? If I comprehend the tenor of what you are saying, you are going to ask the Honorable Court to reconsider its position on the TRO. May I request that if there are any complications regarding the TRO and any information is going to fall within the ambit of the TRO, let it be by waiver rather than by rejection.
No.
Perhaps that might be a more palatable turn of events, Mr. Senator.
Yeah, but you know, it's my personal opinion. No? So I also premise my vote on that ground that, you know, it's a temporary vote to, as far as I'm concerned, no? to respect the TRO issued by Supreme Court. Hence, I'm informing the Senate President and my colleagues that I am reconsidering my vote, and it's for 13-10. It should now be counted as 12-11. I am now voting in favor of enforcing our order for PS Bank and the other banks to now divulge to the impeachment court all data and information regarding the foreign currency accounts of the respondent.
Mr. Senator,
But it's still a minority decision. And then, Your Honor, if possible, if we could revisit the resolution dated February 13 in a caucus on Monday, Your Honor.
Mr.
so
President, may I just
Just a minute.
just a short statement, Mr. President.
Anyway, there is a promise here that the Chief Justice is coming to this court to testify. And at that point, I assume, given his stature and the necessity, importance of his credence as a magistrate to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. And he hears this statement ever so often when he presides over the proceedings of the Supreme Court. Then we may ask him at that point to motu proprio instruct the bank to release his bank account, the foreign currency bank accounts. So we'll wait until that time.
May we recognize Senator Lacson, Mr. President?
The gentleman from Cavite.
Thank you, Mr. President. Since the defense panel team is here, I'd like to ask you if the Chief Justice would be willing to, in effect, sign a waiver.
We did not go that far, Mr. Senator.
Because if he takes the witness stand and he will just invoke RA 6426, then we'll go back to zero.
If I may, Mr. Senator, let us give him an opportunity to
No, I'm just
hear
asking
first.
us, the counsel, is there a possibility for you to convince the Chief Justice that when he takes the witness stand, he will in effect sign a waiver of his rights under RA 6426?
There is a very strong possibility that he will disclose everything.
That's good enough for me, Mr. Counsel. Thank you.
Mr. President.
The Majority Floor Leader.
Yes, we take note of the motion filed by Senator Pimentel and the manifestation, although there is not we do not have a vote being called. But nevertheless, we can take it up on Monday during the caucus.
Now, before we adjourn, I just want to find out if your purpose is really to make a full disclosure, then this is my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, of the bank accounts of the Chief Justice. Why don't you select just a few of those you mentioned to be subpoenaed, to be presented as witnesses, who can substantiate the contents of the documents that they submitted to my office, so that we will shorten the hours of examining witnesses.
Precisely, Mr. President. We intend to put to very good use the time you have granted us.
Yeah, evaluate the witnesses. You may not need the 11 people,
but we request anyway that the subpoena be issued, and we will make the according evaluation. If they are merely corroborative, then obviously there would be no need.
With that understanding.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
So with that, Mr. President, may I ask the Sergeant at Arms to make an announcement?
Please all rise. All persons are commanded to remain in their places until the Senate President and the Senators have left the session hall.
Mr. President, I move that we adjourn until 2 o'clock in the afternoon of Monday, May 14, 2012.
The motion to adjourn at the time and hour and date stated by the motion of the Majority Floor Leader is hereby approved.
What started out as a very interesting trial date, it's turning out to be even more.
May we reply, Your Honor, with the kind permission request?
Go ahead.
That may be correct, Your Honor.
niya ang lahat ng bagay na matagal nang pinipigilan nilang buksan. At tingin ko, sabi nga po namin is, if there's any person who can acquit the Chief Justice, it is himself. But by not showing up, talagang buti na kikita na po ng depensa na malinaw na talagang they cannot raise a possible defense without the Chief Justice showing up. We only hope na makatotohanan ito. Hindi ito double speak, hindi ito tulad ng mga sinabi dati na sasagutin namin punto por punto, pero hindi naman nangyayari. Sinasagot lamang sa labas, pero dito po sa loob ng Senado ay hindi ginagawa.
Sir, given, kunyari, ipepresenta na nga si Chief Justice, gaano kayo kakumbinsido na magsasalita siya? I mean, he can always invoke RA 6426 or maybe he can even say na, hindi ako pinayagan ng unbank. Kayo, how confident are you na meron talagang masasabi dito?
Well, the fact that magpapakita siya, we are confident that he would be very candid and very open in answering all questions. Because if he's showing up, kung siya po ay magpapakita lang sa impeachment court, tapos tatahimik lang po siya, no? Baka siya pagtawanan po ng ating taong bayan na hindi po siya talagang tapat sa kanyang sinabi, no? Na handa po siya harapin ang lahat ng aligasyon at handa po rin niyang sagutin ang lahat ng aligasyon na binabato po sa kanya.
And obviously, an appearance that is conditional. Ibig sabihin, half-hearted o dito lamang ang sasagutin ko, ay tingin ko hindi nila gagawin dahil lalo nilang ididiin na may tinatago talaga. So kapag humarap ang ating punong maestrado, tingin ko maganda para sa proseso dahil lahat ng katanungan natin ay may tatanong natin. At higit sa lahat, tulad ng sabi ko, any verdict that will come out of these proceedings will be more acceptable at will be more beneficial to the Chief Justice because there's a full ventilation of all issues, hindi yung mga peripheral issues at peripheral witnesses ang ipinipresenta para patunayan yung kanyang kaso.
Sir, what can you say na parang si Chief Justice was convinced to take the stand because of the Ombudsman's not yet final resolution about the dollar accounts? Kasi yun yung sinight ni Attorney Roy kanina.
Well, I think it's not only the Ombudsman, no? Kung titignan nga po natin yung mga ebidensya na nilatag po ng depensa, may mas maraming katanungan, no? Mismo napapansin ng ating mga senator judges ito, parating tinatanong, lalo na kanina, yung dalawang testigo, no? Na kitang-kita yung iba't ibang mga butas sa proseso sa nangyari kung paano binenta po yung shares of stock. So dito may kita po natin na talagang nahirapan po ang ating defense panel paliwanag yung katotohanan. So nag-shift yung strategy and I think it's a welcome shift, no? At least there is now a commitment that the Chief Justice will come and confront these issues.
Interesting turn of events. Yun po ang statement ng prosecution panel at mapalad po tayo, kasama po natin yung tumayo na huli at nag-motion nga po na tingnan ulit yung kanilang resolution on the TRO, Senator Coco Pimentel.
Magandang gabi, Mark, Cathy, Panyara, sa lahat po ng nanonood.
How are you liking the turn of events today, Attorney? Senator?
Kasi kung matatandaan natin, kaya lang naman hindi ginagalaw yung foreign currencies tulad ng dollar accounts. Dahil nga nag-TRO ang Supreme Court sa